Okay, so this is Spec Ops: The Line. It's free on PlayStation Plus in Europe right now.
Come on, let's just find a way down.
Now, this game was pretty badly advertised. They really showed it off to be just a generic third-person shooter, but it is a lot more than what it seems to the eye. Now, basically, this game has one of the best stories I have ever played, or experienced.
Got some rope over here. Let's put it to use.
But they basically gave it off to be a generic third-person shooter, and the combat is generic third-person cover shooter, but it is fun. I do really like the combat. It is quite, good.
That's enough, Lugo.
And Nolan North does the voice acting, so it kind of felt like I was playing Uncharted a little bit.
What mission? We're basically poking a dead dog with a stick.
This game has
Locate survivors, leave the city
quite, I can't think the word. It's just not quite harsh things in it. Like heavy subject matters, and it's it kind of doesn't hold anything back really. And the story, I mean, the ending is, blows your mind. You're like, whoa, you have no idea, that was even gonna happen,
Hey, anyone out there? Soccer says what?
So basically, it's set in Dubai. The graphics are really nice, as you can see.
And what the fuck are we doing?
Now, this game was showed off, I think, like 2009, and I saw it. And I was interested in it, and it was supposed to be all about sand.
I don't know. Sounds
But
like a waste of 3 stone.
the final release, was 3 years later, in 2012, around June time.
For future reference, I prefer my beaches with a 3-to-1
And
sexy lady dead body ratio.
The sand mechanic really isn't there, In the early builds of this game, the sand was like a big deal, and now not really. Only like 2 or 3 places where the sand actually does something, and it's basically, pretty boring stuff. The sand is in this game. It doesn't really have a huge impact in the actual combat.
What's that supposed to be?
It's a distress beacon, but it ain't military.
I mean, I don't want to try and spoil anything, but essentially you go in to rescue hostages, and they end up turning on you, and then everything literally goes to shit. Like, everything goes to shit. Like, as you can see,
that's putting it lightly.
Literally, everyone just starts shooting everyone in this game. Like, there's no,
Who did this?
there's no, it's just everyone shoots everyone.
It doesn't answer the question.
Don't worry. I think we're about to find out.
So here's a bit of combat. It's these hostages.
My name is Captain Martin Walker. We're looking for survivors. Why?
You can put a silencer on, if I remember. I don't remember how to, but you can definitely put a silencer on your gun. There's no real necessary need to.
Maybe we can understand each other better.
Good call, Lugo.
This could go south real fast.
So basically, as you can see up there, shoot the sand, and this is basically the whole sand mechanic. You shoot the sand, and that's the whole sand mechanic actually. There's only like a couple bits in the game that actually allows you to do that. And the combat just, I always liked it. It felt fluid, smooth, I've heard this game, you're not really supposed to play it, you don't want to be young playing it, but I never had an issue with it. You can see, if you hit him in the head, you get like a really weird, like, slow motion for like not even a second. Now, obviously you have a squad. There are literally 2 prompts you can do. Like in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, there's like hundreds of options. In this, there's 2. So one, you can stun them. So you can throw a flashbang and basically stun them. So you can shoot them, and then there's one where you can just like focus attention on one dude.
Keep moving. Out the back.
You have a pistol. You know, the weapons are kind of cool. There's not too many weapons. The weapons do feel quite, you know, cool. You can crouch and just do that, which is kind of cool. Now, I bought this game when it first came out, and full price. I don't necessarily regret buying it, but it was about 5 hours long, and it is about 5 hours long. As you can see, you can focus attention on one guy and they'll take him out.
Yes, sir.
Which is pretty cool. This game does have multiplayer as well. At first I liked it. Yeah, and but really the multiplayer isn't really that great, you know, no one plays it. I mean, with PlayStation Plus, maybe there's a spur, you know, like a resurgence of it, and I will try it out in this video. Here, I think they show off like a tiny bit of melee. You can execute them, which is quite brutal. Sometimes you literally just shoot them in the head, but you get ammo from that, kind of like a bonus.
The hell was that?
This game has, you know, like choices where you got to choose between something, and these choices aren't necessarily easy to make. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say anything more because it might give away stuff.
Lugo, distance.
But if you have to play for this game, you know, especially now it's free on PlayStation Plus, you just have to play through it. If you think, oh, it's a generic, and you only play an hour of it, or like 30 minutes of it, you think it's generic, you need to keep playing it, because it isn't at all, even though the combat is. Now, as you can see, a cover mechanic step out, you know, nothing too, you know, special. Well, I like the combat. It's just, I like it. Even though you're not really supposed to be enjoying the game, you know, it's not supposed to be a fun game, and it necessarily isn't. It's a very, you know, the 5 hours I played it, I didn't stop playing it, you know. It's a very gripping game, and you basically don't want to put it down. Some people might find the subject matters maybe a bit too heavy, and, you know, so maybe be warned, I don't know. Now, I believe there are some dog tags, like collectibles, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there are definitely some collectibles, I don't know what they are though. And the main reason I'm only showing the first mission is because I don't want to spoil any of the story. But you have to trust me on this, that the story is, it's not just a generic third-person shooter.
Are you hurt?
And even though it is a generic third-person shooter, in my opinion it is a good third-person shooter anyway.
Okay, stay cool.
The faces look a bit weird, but this city, Dubai, is a very awesome looking city. You do go up to these buildings and you go onto the top of some of them and you fight on top of them, which is very cool. You got plane. You can equip a silencer. And there's no real point to doing this because you basically get spotted instantly anyway. You can be a little bit sneaky. But it basically, everything just goes to hell. It basically shows what war can be like and how horrible it can be, especially in this situation. There definitely represents their situation very well, and the way the characters evolve across the game is very realistic. They react to their situation exactly how you would think they would react. Now, there are 4 difficulties. I'm playing on the second one, which is like normal. And I do have the Xbox version, but I'm playing on the PS3 version, just for this video. You know, I played a bit of multiplayer. I actually did quite enjoy it. I played it for like 2 or 3 days, and then I got bored of it. But it's kind of fun. I like it. But it's now the shotgun is a cool weapon. Now you can drop the shotgun is an awesome weapon. It's definitely very satisfying. It is. So there you go. So you definitely get intelligence. You can drop the pistol, which I didn't know you could do. I forgot about that. I thought you had to have the.
In the doorway. Keep your head on a swivel. They could be anywhere. Far away. Hang tight.
It's funny when his face goes weird when he's hurt, like he's terrified. It looks kind of weird.
Reloading.
Now, obviously, like in the first 10, 20, 30 minutes of the game, they don't really show off the game too well, or what they're actually trying to show. But in an hour or so, they definitely do, try. It takes a little bit to actually, get into the awesome parts and see how actually crazy this game is. Heavy.
Shit. Got a hostage situation.
All right, calm down and let him go.
Hurry up, Walker. Better act fast, Walker, or he's dead.
Threat eliminated.
So that is the bit of the campaign. I'm going to leave it there. Don't want to spoil anything. But we're going to try a little bit of multiplayer. We're going to see if anyone is playing this multiplayer. Now, in the Xbox version, no one's playing it. No one's playing it now. It's basically what it is. It's 4-on-4. And the sand mechanics come into play a bit more in the multiplayer. Basically, what happens is, during parts of the multiplayer, I don't know if it happens twice, but once or twice during the multiplayer match, a sandstorm will come in, and basically you can't see more than like a few feet in front of you. So it does kind of make it interesting. Now you have a loadout, nothing too crazy here. Just the basic stuff. You got team deathmatch, stuff like that. It's this one. Basically just. It's multiplayer is basically bog standard, normal, can be fun, but it's kind of boring. And it's here we go. So you get your loadouts. Obviously, you can make your own loadout. They added a free co-op mode to the game. It's awful. The co-op mode is terrible in my opinion. It's free co-op mode. They added it like a month or so after the game came out. In my opinion, the co-op mode is terrible. And yeah, I didn't like it at all. Can you? Oh my god, yeah, look at this. Wow. See, no one's playing it. Which is a shame. Everyone's like level 1 people, probably people from PlayStation Plus. It's even the multiplayer is kind of cool though. I wish more people were playing it because it is kind of interesting. It's basically it's kind of very unbalanced though. You know, there are positions on the map that just dominate. You know, there are positions on the map that just dominate, and you know, if you have a sniper rifle, you can kind of dominate. This guy's holding, but you die very quickly. You know, a headshot kill you pretty quickly. You know, as you can see here, recoil. And there's barely any in cover, which doesn't really make sense. I guess because you're leaning on something, but I don't know. You think that would only work with a bipod or a tripod? I don't know what it's called. So as you can see, no one playing it. Let's see if we can find a different game type and see if anyone's playing. Because the multiplayer, you know, like I said, is standard, but can be kind of cool with the zip lining. You know, it's cool to just experience a few matches of it to see what, you know, was going on. Now, I don't know if this game sold anything. You know, it probably sold horribly because, you know, the 2K, the publishers of this game, I don't think they were quite a bad year with this game and Max Payne 3, which I don't know why, because Max Payne 3 is awesome. This game was definitely one, you know, like a sleeper, you know, sleeper hidden gems of 2012. And I think anyone who's actually played the whole way through did, you know, is like, you know, they realise how good it actually was. And not, you know, the game has, I don't want to spoil it, but the game has, no, I'm not going to say anything. It's kind of spoilerish. No one's playing, even with PlayStation Plus, you know. No one's playing the multiplayer. As you can see, it's not pop. Oh, wait, someone's coming in. Oh, great. Oh, great. Of course, people come in as soon as I leave, so it's fine. See if we can find it again. But like, the multiplayer is not popular, really. You know, I think the campaign of this game is better than any Call of Duty, you know, single player. Well, I guess you can't really compare it, but you know what I mean. It's a 5-hour-ish campaign, which is kind of the same as a Call of Duty campaign. This is basically what I'm trying to say. You know, but you know, the multiplayer is obviously not a big focus of this game. It feels tacked on. It doesn't feel as tacked on as other matches. They definitely put a lot more effort into it than some other games that have tacked on multiplayer. But it still feels a little bit tacked on. So let's see if we can actually. So the maps are kind of cool looking. You know, the graphics are amazing in the campaign, like the Dubai. There are some really cool set pieces where it shows off the graphics quite well. Yeah, I don't think you can mute anyone, which is a shame. I hate games that don't allow you to mute people. Or come overlooted. As you can see, 2 minutes. I don't think it actually takes that long. But it's supposed to be 4-on-4, which isn't really enough anyway. It really should have been 6-on-6. Let's see if it actually did sell anything. And by sell anything, I mean like sell any like retail copies. It didn't sell too well. It sold about, on the console retail copies, it sold about 330,000, which isn't that great, especially with budgets of games today. The PS3 version sold a little bit more. So, you know, the sales are not good, really. I mean, maybe like most of these goddamn sales figures, they don't actually show the goddamn freaking downloadable stuff, which is ridiculous. You see, you have perks. You know, there's like a medic there. I don't really know if you can heal anyone or not, because there's no health regenerates anyway. You know, sniper class. You know, your standard stuff, shotgun. Now, yeah, this was my problem with multiplayer. As you can see, it bothered me at first, but after a while I got used to it, and it doesn't bother me now. But I believe in the campaign, the camera isn't this close, but in the multiplayer, your guy is really close to the camera, like in your face. Now, obviously, I'm used to it now, but when I first played it, that really bothered me. And I was like, why is this guy so close to the camera? It's like screwing my eyes. And, you know, the multiplayer is quick. You know, it doesn't, I wouldn't say, I can't really say if it's skillful or not. I mean, I don't really know. Even though I played a bit of it, I just can't say. I'd like to say it is, but then I don't really think it is. See, as you can see, very quick kills, you know, like instantaneously I killed him. So, you know, which doesn't really make sense, because I love in Call of Duty 100,000 bullets doesn't kill a guy sometimes, but then in this game, you have a full body suit of armor, oh dear. A full body suit of armor, and you die in like one hit, which is pretty funny. See, like one hit in like the shoulder, you know, and he has full body armor on, so it's a bit weird. But it can be fun if you're good at it. You know, it's kind of satisfying to kill some guys in like 1 or 2 hits, but it can be annoying on your end as well, because you're getting killed in like 1 or 2 hits. As you can see, some people are actually playing, which is nice. But, you know, the actual combat itself in the multiplayer is fun. You know, it's shooting guys is actually fun. Because of the fact how quickly you kill people, it actually feels a bit more satisfying. Promotion. Now you unlock new weapons, perks, pistols. You know, there's like 4 or 5 pistols. You know, there's not a huge weapon selection, which is fine in the campaign, but multiplayer you need a bit more, I think. Yeah, obviously zip lines, which is kind of fun. I think you can use your pistol on them. I'm not too sure. As you can see, sandstorm. So this is what happens. Sandstorm comes in, you know, it wobbles your aim, hard to shoot, you know, you can't see too well. And I guess it kind of makes it interesting, but overall, I don't know, you know, after a while, you actually, you know, how many times you've actually seen this mechanic, it can kind of get annoying, because, you know, it just kind of annoys. And you're just like ready to, you know, you want it to go away. Oh god. There's a guy over there, I see him. There you go. As you can see, pretty just average multiplayer. So I'm going to leave it here. The campaign, you know, you know, it's worth, just play through it. Just play through it. If you have only played half an hour of it and you're like, you know, this is a normal generic shooter, keep playing it. You know, because it definitely surprises in how good it actually is. You know, multiplayer bog standard. You know, it's basically very bad value for money with this game. That's my only complaint with it. It's bad value for money. You basically get a 5-hour campaign, and the multiplayer isn't very, you know, there isn't a lot of value in the multiplayer either. So that's that. You can go on a zip line, whee, and die instantly. But so that's that, and this is definitely a hidden gem of 2012.